Hi, I'm the Tale Weaver Omar, and DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Hi, I'm Zektown, and I am the DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Zek, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the drama-fueled, anime-inspired fantasy epic Descent into the Void, right?
Yes, but Omar, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the comedy-riddled, trope-smashing fantasy epic The Natural Ones.
I guess both of them are perfect shows for a tabletop podcasting network.
It's a good thing that people can find us at ataleofd20s.com then.
Yeah, you can also find us on Twitter at A Tale of D20s. That's at ATALEOFD20S, A Tale of D20s.
And you can find each show on Twitter at The Nat Ones Cast, at THENAT1SCAST, The Nat Ones Cast, or Descent Void at DESCENTVOID, Descent Void on Twitter.
So, if you want thrilling drama,
or a side-splitting comedy, A Tale of D20s has you covered.
Greetings, Dungeon Delvers, and welcome to yet another exciting chapter of A Tale of D20s presents Descent into the Void, where 6 friends journey together to tell a story of mythic proportion. So, without further ado, let's remove the bookmark and continue our epic tale. Last time, Liberators, you set sail up to the northern lands of Shiverin with a plan to place the mystical orbs into places of power within the frozen country. Powering up the Ice Crown, you swiftly traveled up the Sapphire Shore. King and Cal were able to perform the ritual given to them by King Terminus, and with a dance full of magic and wonder, cleansed the items looted from Val Sharoon, and further powered up the arsenal of the team. Finally arriving to the Kyokai River, the river that separates Shiverin and Thelos, it was discovered that night fell upon the land, which was near impossible phenomenon. Snow fell heavy down from the Dusthaven sky, and sailing through the icy waters, the Ice Crown was met with trouble. Several Wastrolith demons were alerted to your presence, as Horatio and Monaco blasted glacial formations out of the ship's wave, which started a difficult encounter. With members falling into the water and being attacked by the demonic foes, it was Cal's newfound power as a Watcher of Chaos that kept the demons at bay, scaring them off while the Ice Crown sailed swiftly away under the guise of invisibility. After some time, the group witnessed in the distance a horrible sight. With the icy city of Chilford in visual distance, a demon was seen flying out of the sky and picking up a Chilford native, swallowing them whole. Around the border of the city were demon patrols, and a dark, thick fog of evil and despair that clung to the air like a wet blanket, seeping its dark energy into the world around it. Liberators, the Ice Crown is now coasting and will be at the docking area within the hour. It doesn't seem like anyone or anything noticed you. Yet, as you set sail down the Kyokai River invisibly, what do you do next?
I have a clarification.
Monaco.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you guys are alright.
Yeah, King's magic does wonders. Thank you.
Of course. Of course.
Cal, that new power of yours.
Yeah?
It was unlike anything I'd seen before.
I found a new focus. You can't protect everyone, Duran. You're gonna need some help.
If you can keep them demons off of us like that, we should be fine.
I think it'll be able to help us in a pinch, but if we become ambushed too often, I guess, I might not be of much use.
We can't let them get the jump on us like that again.
Agreed.
That was one of the most terrifying things that has happened to us in a long time. Monako, you were snatched up away in a moment, and before I could even react to help, I was too.
I'm just glad that we made it out alive. What are we gonna do now, though? There's no way that we can just waltz in there.
We have to be stealthy. We cannot let them know that we're here. Cal, can you stop the ship from going to the docks? I don't think we should sail in just yet.
That won't be a problem. You want me to try to make it invisible again?
Are the Wastralists going to find us? We have to make sure that they don't notify the others, too. Or do you think that the water demons and the land demons don't collaborate? Hopefully not.
Are you saying that the demons were sent by our enemies? As an attack plan?
I hope not. I think that these just patrol these waters.
I agree with King. I think they may have just been a patrol.
I think so too. They came because of the noise that I was making, clearing the path for us.
We'll have to be careful. This whole mission may already be compromised.
Do we know, can they see us if we're invisible? I think that high-level demons could, for sure, but what about just these, basic ground troops and captains of guards, etc.? Do we might be able to sneak in invisibly?
It could work. Like you said, some powerful ones can see through it, but we have powerful magic as well. And we have, well, we could look ahead, right? Don't we have some magic for that?
Well, I wouldn't say I exactly have magic. I have Hootie, but he's currently with Suriel, and...
Well, I suppose I could send in Udrin ahead of us. I just, hoped there was a safer route.
I don't have the ability to peer inside of the city just yet, but tomorrow I could.
Do we even have the time to delay like this?
King Terminus knows that this is not something that we can hastily do. His forces are depending on us bringing down this barrier. Haste makes waste. I agree, Duran. We must be smart and act swiftly, but spending time and preparing properly is worth its time in gold.
Very well. I'll scout ahead. We should make preparations here for anything we find there.
I can make us another temple of safety, but we should do it on the other side of the river, on the Thello side, I think.
Dungeon Master, question: how fast is the Ice Crown going up this up the river right now?
So right now, I remember you guys said you wanted to just go at a normal rate. You spud away from the Wastralist, but at this point you've slowed it down. It's up to Cal what the speed is. He can control it to go extremely slow or as fast as he would like it to be.
I've slowed it down just till we figure out what we want to do.
So you're saying it's going almost like as a walking pace. I mean, it's a large vessel, but it's moving very slowly. If you're walking next to it at a normal pace, you'll be walking in tandem with it.
Yes, we had sped up to get away from those water demons initially after we escaped that conflict and that encounter. But then as we're talking about this, I've slowed the ship down as I first brought up, and then I'm going to actually try to make it invisible again too.
Okay.
Then Duran will say, at this pace the ship is going, I can scout ahead and see if I see any threats coming.
How will you keep yourself hidden?
Good. With the wizard's magic and with my skill moving through the shadows, I should be able to avoid detection.
Oh, Duran, wait, before you go. That magic that saved my life earlier, from my book. You saw that I was thrown against the side of the river, barely alive. This is what kept me alive. And she'll turn her book over to a blank page that has just her name written in it. And you can see there's an infernal script written up along the top.
Is her name still written in it, or did it unravel?
Her name is still written in it, and it's an infernal. But so I don't know if you can even tell that's her name. But she will. Duran will. Sorry, Monako will underline it and say, "Here be the protected." And there's my name. If you put your name in here, you'll be among them. It only works once a day, though.
Duran, for a moment, looks at King's chest, and he looks back at the book. Whatever it takes to win in this, I cannot afford to hesitate. He gets his tooth and he gets his thumb, puts it to his mouth, bites his thumb, and puts a streak of blood across underneath where the script is.
Shadows bless you. Udrin, come invisibly. I need you to watch over Duran. Stay with him. Be my eyes and ears, and if need be, help me skirt him away.
Okay. So, Duran, as you go ahead and prick your finger, throwing the blood on the book, you see that the words of your name in your native tongue of Elvish get scrawled across the bottom of this infernal text. Immediately, you feel a strange presence with you. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it's definitely foreign. And as that feeling comes upon you, there's a feeling of a chill in the air as Monaco, you see standing right next to Duran is the form of Udrin, though invisible to everyone else. Him in his black and red tuxedo, almost opposite the same colors that the burning hand was, and he stands there with his bat wings. My lady, you summoned me.
Yes. Duran will be scouting ahead, and he requires, well, I want to keep an eye on him. Stay with him. Do what you can to help. Do not get caught. And if you do, skirt away.
He looks at you for a second, looks on over to the destination, then looks back towards you with his yellow eyes glowing. You sure, my lady? You want to go into that abyssal zone there? He says, pointing over to Chilford. You are absolutely sure?
Don't worry. If they catch you and kill you, you'll just go back to the Nine Hells.
In the most painful way possible. As you wish, my lady, he says, gritting his teeth. And he starts to fly off, looking he's flapsing his bat wings. He rises up about 30 feet, looking down at Duran impatiently, though you're the only one who can see him, unless anyone has any way to see invisibility.
I walk up to Duran and Harisha will say, whenever you're ready, I can turn you invisible, but it'll only last an hour.
There is more than enough time at the pace the ship is going. John looks to Monaco. If this is a trick, he says, pointing down at the book.
Oh, don't worry. I'll bear the burden of this one.
At that moment, Harisha walks up to Duran, touches him on the shoulder, mutters some arcane words, and then Duran just disappears from in front of us. As I cast invisibility.
Alrighty. So, Horatio, your magics envelop and surround Duran. Duran, you look down and notice yourself just disappear slowly as the dust settles. All of you had once saw Duran. He is no longer there. Nothing but the ice crown remains.
In the last moments before he disappears, I mutter a spell of protection under my breath, and I'll cast Aid at a higher level. I'll cast it at 4th level, which will give him an additional 20 hit points.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, King.
19.
19. The throbbing in your chest burns ever so hotter as you cast the magic through his spell. It's almost like you hear a small tearing sound coming from somewhere within your chest, but although the pain is immense, you bear it, casting your magic upon Duran. Duran, you're given 20, you said?
Yeah, I cast that at level 4.
Do I feel that familiar kind of energy of King on me?
You feel the energy. You, as you have felt King's energy before, know what it feels like, so it is familiar. Whether or not it's that same type of familiar feeling, or that same type of feeling you got before, well, that's up to you.
I mean, it's a warm feeling of, like a natural embrace. Like, if you feel a warm breeze, like from a summer day.
This is...
even though it's frigid around you.
This is... Damn it, I didn't ask for your help.
You're going into a dangerous place. How could I stand and just watch?
Save your magics for more important things.
You are important, Duran.
No, now is not the time.
Right.
Just go. I'll be okay. I'm fine. As I put my hand to my chest like to catch my breath. Go! You only have an hour.
Watch him. And with that, Duran activates his Cloud Vagary. Cloud Vagary. Skywalker. And he runs, he's gonna fly, he's gonna run off into the distance in the sky towards Chilford to scout out the area.
Alrighty. So, Monaco, you see Udrin fly off, and Duran as well, you fly, not knowing each other, where each other are, since you're both invisible, but you can pretty much hear the flapping of the wings as you go off into the distance, heading towards the frozen city of rock and metal known as Chilford. What are the rest of you doing during this?
Monaco will be peering through Udrin's eyes, just kneeling near where the others are, and she begins to describe what she sees. If they're well, she doesn't know if they're nearby or not, so she's just sort of muttering these things.
All right, King, are you doing anything in particular?
I'm going to the back of the boat and trying to see if I can notice any unnatural disturbances in the water, to see if the wastralists are coming, or if there's anything. I'm watching out for the wastralists.
Okay, all right. Roll me a perception check.
Totally my specialty, guys. 11.
11. All right. Keep that in mind. Cal, doing anything in particular?
I plan on continuing to steer the ship. I want to try to make it invisible if I can by putting my rifles, my pistols into the open slots and clicking them into place. I can see Duran as he moves about 10 feet away from me until then he goes back to being invisible with my blind sight. And I kind of give him a nod as he walks off to start doing what he's doing. And I would just like to keep an eye on the closest shoreline as well while I'm steering, just to see if there's anything that would try to potentially board our ship. Okay, so as you would see both Duran and Udrin fly away because they were all within you. So you saw them both go off towards Chilford as you walk towards the ship, putting into the slots your two pistols and activating like you did before. The ice crown shimmers once again as it disappears, and once again, to the outside, it is completely invisible, pass through, and unseen, leaving probably just a little bit of wake as it moves slowly throughout the water. Roll me a perception check as you are also looking. It's a 15.
15. All right. Keep that in mind. And lastly, Horatio, are you doing anything in particular?
I would also be keeping watch, kind of patrolling around, making sure that we don't get ambushed again.
Okay. And then you roll me a perception check. Ooh-wee.
21 with a natural 20.
Wise wizard indeed. 21. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Good to know. So as you all stay upon the ice crown, as you are hidden mystically by the illusion of the ship, you look on, the snow falling heavily down. On the Thalosian side, it looks normal, like Duskhaven. Or at least you can see off in the distance, but in your general vicinity and further into the Shiverin side, everything is dark, nighttime. There is no sky, per se, nor is there a moon shining down there, but just the presence of just darkness and night. All of you who have dark vision can see. If you do not have any type of way of dark vision, it'll be a little difficult to look at, but I believe you all have either the spell casted upon you or actual dark vision. Duran, doof, 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 as you step and walk upon the sky, Udrin flapping his wings above you, you get closer and closer into the edge, towards the edge of the frozen city. You follow one of the tributaries that leads to the dock, to the area where you would dock. You recognize it before from the last time you came in Chilford. Roll me a perception check as you're about a few hundred feet away.
I'm going to use a lucky point to re-roll that.
All right. So from a 17, which was not bad, to a
14. Let's just go with 17, man.
Okay. All right. The snow is coming down heavy as you try to peer from the distance to see what's going on at the base of Chilford. You know you can see better, but the weather is just not on your side. But you still have great eyesight and can see. So the water is more frozen than it was the last time you were here. You remember icicles and other types of ice formation crashing against the dock that leads into the city proper. There you see there are frozen ships, you see ice is just covering the mass. They on one of them almost beached upon what looks to be a small glacial formation. There at the actual dock, there are several demons walking with weapons, spears, and all other types of gadgets used for murdering. They're all different shapes and sizes, humanoid mostly, though there are some bestial ones. There's also one that I would say you just naturally recognize as you fighting before, a gorilla-like demon that starts to walk around. Its orange fur orangutan-like as its big gigantic mouth just looks around, sniffing the air. Chilford also has tall walls that reach up hundreds of feet. You are still above high enough where you can look down at it though. And as you see, as the cloud kind of moves in and out, what looks to be some forces on top of the demonic forces on top of the wall, carrying bows and arrows and crossbows, as several large bird-like demons caw around the upper area of Chilford.
Duran is going to reach out through the telepathic earring to Kyle, since he's the captain of the ship. It doesn't look good here. It seems like there's an encampment. Demon troops. They're holding all the key points and positions. They have archers, foot soldiers. This is basically an encampment for them at this point.
Can you see any prisoners?
It's hard to say at this point. It is difficult to see through this storm, this visibility.
I understand. It would just be inefficient to injure those who could aid us. We need to be careful where we strike.
I will continue looking, seeing if I can find any vulnerabilities.
I have an idea. As I'm standing on the back of the boat looking into the water, I think to Duran, and I look at my ruby bracelet, and I sent him a message, and I said, I just thought of it. Can you potentially check on the crystal in Chilford and see if it's still intact or if it's just been deactivated? Maybe we can sneak in and turn it back on and push them out.
These are demons. Their senses may be sharper once I get closer.
Just the crystal is big enough to protect the town. It should be in the square. You don't have to get close. Just can you see if it's still there or if they destroyed it?
Oh, look.
Thank you. I'm gonna go give up on watching and go look for Minako.
Okay.
She is currently kneeling at the bow of the ship with her eyes closed, just muttering things like demons on the wall, armed troops to the left, patrols.
Actually, yes, actually, as you're looking through, Yudrin, Minako, actually, have roll me a perception check.
A 13 for a total of 15. I would like to use Dark One's own luck to add a d10 to that.
Sure.
Adding a 7 for a total of 22.
22. All right. So Yudrin is a little bit more than what Duran saw as you're appearing. So you saw the forces that were there, but you also see further into the town. Well, let me rephrase this. What you see is there's the storm that's been blowing. You've gotten some light snow or some heavy light snow, and it's beginning progressively stronger. But at the city itself, there seems to be at its thickest. It was gradual, but definitely you can tell the difference looking behind you, Drin, looking at it, that the storm is much thicker over there, making some things hard to see. You also notice that there is a entryway that seems to, Chilford very well. This was not a normal doorway or passageway that was there before. It was the dock area that led through a gate that you can walk through into the city. And the city is inclined and it goes up as if it's built on a hill. There seems to be more of like a large doorway, about 20 feet high, made out of metal. And the metal is definitely not the same type of iron that is most of Chilford's buildings are made out of. This is something different. It's black, but it doesn't look the architecture of Chilford. And it's kind of going into where the normal metal wall is, and you see many demons walking through it and then disappearing.
A door, not iron. Something wrong with it. Demons coming through. Could be something magic? New passages? Don't recognize it.
Do I hear her muttering this as I walk up?
Yes, you do.
Is it a gate? Do you think it's like an abyssal gate? Monako, what do you see? And I kneel down next to her.
Large, rectangular, metal, black. Can I roll an Arcana check or anything similar?
Yeah, you can roll me an Arcana check, sure.
A 14.
14. As you kind of feel through Udrin, and as Udrin concentrates, getting a little bit closer and still staying a safe distance away, he tries to focus on the energy coming from that doorway. It's definitely extraplanar, and he would know extraplanar as he does it all the time. Though it's not infernal like the gates that he uses to go in and out and teleport through, like the planar shifting that he does. This is leading somewhere else, someplace else. But that's all you're able to get with a 14.
The gateway, not infernal. Could be abyssal? The demons are coming from there, or going through there.
There's so many. Do you think we can dispel it, or is it permanent now?
I don't. Her eyes open. King, tell Horatio there's something there. He might know what to do. I found a gate there.
Okay, I'll go get him. Hold on. And I'll go run to Horatio, not thinking to use the bracelet, so that way I can bring him to Monako.
Alright, so you run up, leaving the bottom area of the ice crown, going back up to the dock where Horatio stands, staring, looking around, with his natural 20, but both you and Cal, let me just double check to see what your roll was. 15, yes. Horatio, you spotted first, but Cal, you didn't notice as well. You hear a noise. Actually, let's rewind that. Horatio, you hear a noise coming from the Thelosian side. You hear a noise coming from the Shivering side of the river that you guys are currently moving through. Looking over towards your left, you see walking up towards you, it looks to be like a brigade, a procession of demons carrying strange serrated weapons. They look humanoid, probably about 6 feet tall, you can tell from this distance. And they're wearing cloaks, and they seem to be muttering to themselves, walking along the riverbank side. They don't seem to have noticed you.
I would quickly say to everyone through brain chat, there's company on the left side. Be careful. Be quiet.
Wait a minute. You said it was on the Thello side or the
Shivering side?
On the Shivering side.
Okay.
I would say that over the bracelet or over brain chat to each person individually. I wouldn't do it like all.
Okay. Is at this time when you would be hearing that, King, would be when you come up on top of the dock. Cal, at this point, as soon as he mentions it, you quickly move over and you can see, and you can also see them immediately as they're coming towards the ship. Or, not they're coming towards the ship, but they're just happening to be walking in along that direction. Same direction.
Does it seem like they've noticed us? Can I tell that from where I'm standing?
You could tell they haven't noticed you. They're in conversation. You could tell that when you're 15. You could see that they're in conversation. But Horatio, you can kind of hear and make out what they're making with your natural 2021. I would say they're far enough where you can't, unless you really focus and try to listen, you can't make out what they're saying, but you do hear them making muttering, and it seems to be a heated discussion.
It seems they're arguing about something. I would like to stay on the ship, but get closer to where they're walking towards and kind of try to hide so that because the ship is invisible, so if I'm behind the ship, I should be hidden by the ship.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so I want to try to kind of hide against the wall of the ship so that I can't be seen, but try to see if I can listen to what they're saying.
All right. You go ahead and sneak your way towards it. King, you see Horatio go towards the port side of the ship, where that's the side where Shivering's on, and get close behind some of the barrels, and as if he looks like he's trying to sneak behind something. And you would now, since you were given the information, you can also see and notice that the demons are close by.
I'll sort of tiptoe up behind him, but not try to scare him, and put my hand on his back when I'm there, and sort of lean up and be like, did they notice us?
It doesn't seem they have yet.
Minako found a gate in the city. She was able to tell that it's not an infernal gate. I think it might be where the demons are spawning, but we wanted to talk it over with you.
Let's see what happens with these guys, and then we'll discuss that gate.
Okay. I will message Minako and say, there's a patrol near the ship. We're watching them to see if we can learn anything.
I'll keep my eyes in the town. Let me know if I'm needed.
And then I will say, these lands don't belong to them. These lands belong to the people and the gods of old. Myliki, guide him as they walk through your forests. And I will touch Horatio and cast guidance to give him a little bonus for when he tries to perceive anything from them or do whatever he's doing.
All right. So, Horatio, as you listen in and peer up, I need you to roll me a new perception check. See if you can listen in.
That is a 15.
15. All right. Not bad. You peer a little closer.
Wait. Sorry. Before we get the full answer, knowing how important this is, as I'm touching him and casting guidance and I can see him straining, I'm going to use 2 of my sorcery points, and I'm going to share some of my divine favor with him and give him an additional 1d4, giving him 4 more, making it a 19.
Okay. Much better. So, Horatio, you start to get closer and you're trying to make it out. You hear every other word that it doesn't make sense. But then King, using your sorcery, the inner powers of your sorcery magic, you move your fingers and it goes over Horatio's ears, increasing the strength of his hearing. Now, things that were muffled come across, and you start to hear them talk. So you go ahead and listen, and you start to hear words in a language you understand. But definitely it's the language of the demons. You know that much. It's coarse and strange. And then every so often they swap into they swap into the common language, and you hear, I'll never go back there again. I can't believe that Hitomi has the audacity to... Oh, that little... And he switches back into Abyssal, and it seems... And then the other one walks up towards him, and they start to have a argument. It seems like he wasn't pleased with the comments that he was making about... Which you do recognize, he did say the word Hitomi.
They were speaking about Hitomi. I say the king next to me.
Oh, thank goodness. She's still alive. We didn't know.
Yeah, but it seems that they disliked whatever commands she gave to them.
Do you think that she's acting against them? Maybe she's fighting it. They're being controlled, right?
Yes, they are, and we can only hope that they're fighting it. Do they keep moving?
Yes. So you now notice that they're walking in the direction opposite of... I won't say opposite where you were going, but they have been walking towards the Golden Sea, going south, but at this point they're starting to turn and go deeper into Chilford, though they're taking breaks, and then eventually they do stop. Your ship is still moving forward slightly, so you're going past them at this point, but they do stop there, and it seemed to be making a small little camp as they're eating. And then with your perception check, I would say you can tell that they're eating flesh of a humanoid creature. But they continue in Abyssal, and then if you don't know Abyssal, or have any ways of understanding Abyssal, then for the most part, you can't really make out what they're saying, though they're having a very heated discussion, an argument you can make with your 19.
I'm going to ask him, what are they saying? What are they saying?
I can't understand them. They're speaking a foreign language, maybe infernal or abyssal. It sounds...
I'll
guttural.
Rub my ruby bracelet and message Minako and say, do you understand the language of the demons? Horatio said they mentioned Hitomi, but They're mainly speaking in a language we don't understand.
Are they still close?
Yeah, they're having a lunch break. Hurry.
I'll be right there. And Manako will go she'll try to do what Horatio did and kind of press herself up against, move to a location where she can be kind of cloaked invisibly, but also get some audio.
Okay, are you running up there? Because the ship is still moving, so you probably don't have much time. So, are you running up to the dock, or are you just trying to normal pace?
Yeah, she'll run up there.
Alright. So, Manako, you run up quickly, trying to catch to see if you can hear them before the ship passes by. Going up the staircase, opening up the door slams, the shutters open. You look across, the wind's blowing slightly. You see the demons on your left, and you run up towards Horatio, getting quickly in that position. Unfortunately, you do make some noise, and although you are invisible, let's see if they'll be at disadvantage. Pick up any commotion happening from within the ice crown. Okay. You slide behind Horatio, trying to peer in and listen in for the last words as the ice crown continues to sail past the group that's here. They continue to eat, and one of them pokes their head up, looks around for a second, and goes back and continues eating as you try to listen in. Roll me a perception check.
Can I guide her, knowing that I called her to do this? Well, say in the, I cast the Land's Grace on here.
Sure,
too.
you can guide her as well.
Okay, here, I'll just roll it.
A natural 20 for a total of 24 with the guidance.
24. Okay. As they're like, and you understand Abyssal?
She does understand Abyssal.
Okay, as they go and munch away, you, with the natural 2024, you make out loud their conversation. You peer in and you hear the one demon arguing with, there's 6 of them in total, I should say. And the one demon is looking over the other with a mouthful of, and with your perception, you can tell that's definitely a tiefling body part that they're munching on, unfortunately. But in any case, after they finish eating, you hear them say, in Abyssal, "They're just sending us like lambs to the slaughter to frostbite, trying to break that seal, as we get destroyed. I don't want to follow that wench Atomi's words. You hush your mouth about Lady Atomi. She is the greatest, the strongest. I can't believe you will just be a sap for one of these." And he said, as he says that, he shakes whatever meat he has in his hand. "Meals. Lady Hatomi is different," the other one says. "You take that back, or I will smite you and send you back to the abyss myself." And then the argument continues for a little bit. And as you start to sail off, the last bit of things you can hear them talk about is, "I don't want to return there. I'm not going to give up my place here in the material realm just to break some seal to Master Enceladus's cave." And you continue to drift off as they eat in the distance.
Oh my god. They're eating. No. It's Enceladus's cave. The location of your first miracle. They can't break it. They're frustrated with Hitomi's orders to go there, to take it down, but they can't do it. It's still strong, King.
Oh, praise Myliki. Oh, that's such good things to hear.
They're trying to break the seal, huh? Allow
I'm
that
sorry.
to happen.
We will avenge that person.
There are many deaths that will need avenging. Saving. Let's...
Gods have mercy on their soul.
But if they can't get through, maybe... Is that where the first power point is? The first place of power is? I mean...
We were told that, the first place that we need to go is north of Chilford in the mountain range.
Then...
The second one was beyond Frostmoor. Around Neverlight and Fia was the third and fourth.
Then that's where we should go. Chilford.
Do you think it's unwise to go through Chilford then? Should we just bypass it for now?
From what I saw, I don't know if there's anything left worth saving there. It's all frozen over, destroyed, filled with demons. My people are food for them. We should just go past it. Unless there's something in there worth worth going to. Like that
Sounds
gate.
like it's a stronghold.
Yes. Tell Horatio what you saw. Maybe we can close that and sneak away somehow. And just set them back.
At the very least, we can inform King Terminus of its location so that when the forces get here, they will know where to strike. Horatio, I saw something terrible in there. A black gate, wrought of metal, demons pouring through. It wasn't there. It was not a normal formation. I know Chilford like the back of my hand, and it was not there before.
Black Gate, huh? Well, did you see troops protecting it? Demons?
Many.
It's possible that Chilford may be a foothold, and you may need to clear that town.
It would take an army to clear Chilford. You didn't see what it was like in there.
Unfortunately, we do not have an army. Probably would be more difficult to try and sneak in. Who knows? The demons have a way to sense past our normal means of invisibility.
Then maybe we should just go to the first power point and liberate Chilford after we've completed our primary mission.
Well, we have no guarantees that we'll succeed at the Enceladus cave. I mean, they can always send reinforcements.
So then,
I think our best bet would be to try and take Chilford somehow.
if we take Chilford, then they know that we're here. Hold on, we should...
That wasn't the plan. We already know what the plan is. We're coming in, we're placing these orbs at all of these places of power, and then King Terminus and the rest of the army will storm in. They'll take Chilford and free whatever survivors are left. I don't think that we can do it ourselves.
We need help from our allies. Let's check in with Duran. Come on, but let's go over to the helm so that way we can keep Cal abreast. The demons are out of earshot anyway, so there's no need to stay here. And I'll sort of stand up from behind the thing I was crouching behind and make my way towards the helm.
Alrighty. So as you guys finish up your conversation and begin to sail away from the demons and go back onto the Ice Crown's deck, Duran, you decided to? King last thing he said to you was to check out the crystal. Do you fly forward, or what would you like to do during this?
Duran is going to try to very silently, without alerting demons, to continue performing his cloud vagary dance movements to reconnect with those energies, and he's going to try to find the crystal and see if he can get a good look at the central part of the town where the crystal should be.
Alrighty. Roll me a stealth check as you approach closer.
Does he get advantage because he's invisible?
Yes. You're invisible, so you have advantage on this, yes.
Right. Stealth. A natural 20 to get a 30. Oh, was that 15?
15 plus 15.
Oh, a humble 30.
A humble 30. Alrighty, okay. So, stealthily, as quiet as a gentle breeze, Duran, you dance and move your way closer and closer into the heart, high above let's say, how high do you want to be? About 500 feet, 300 feet?
He's going to try to be about 300 feet. He's still going to need to be able to see what's going on.
Alright, good to know. So, Duran and Udrin, the both of you fly in very quietly above this city of ice and darkness. As you both had dark vision, you were still able to see, though your dark vision can only go so far, so everything else would be very hard to make out. But nevertheless, flying around you, you do see, and they don't seem to have noticed you yet, are several large-mouthed bird-like demons that are snapping at the local fauna that fly in the air, the birds and other creatures. They snap at them, and you hear their call and their snarl around you. They fly past you. One actually gets very close to you, Duran. As you hold your breath, stopping for a moment, it flies past you, screeching, and continues going as you continue to skywalk into their airspace with Udrin. In the heart of the city, as you remember it, is the crystal, that protects with its dew Chilford. As you get closer, and you fly closer, you're about exactly at the point where it needs to be. You feel a tingle go down your spine. Are you carrying Rafflesia?
Yes, of course.
All right. Rafflesia, with your training with Rafflesia, instinctively, no rolls needed. You just feel a reaction. As a reaction of chaos that comes from it. What you understand from this feeling, it seems like it's just reacting to the sheer amount of chaos that's in this area as you pass through like this strange barrier that you feel. Almost think of it as the same type of barrier you passed through when you were in Thelos, but it's darker, more sinister, but not foreign to you, as you've already delved into the power of chaos several times already. So easily able to brush it off. You get a little bit closer. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage as you peer down below.
And rolling a humble 16.
16, not bad. All right. As you suspend yourselves above in the sky, a few hundred feet, you look down. You see the town, the buildings, though they're not in the shape that they used to be. A lot of it has been destroyed, turned to rubble, broken. Chilford is a shell of what it used to be. You do see there are people, many people there, more than you would think. But they look like they're moving slowly. But they're 16, I was saying, like there's something attached to their legs that they're kind of dragging themselves across, carrying what looks to be some type of substance, rock, stone, crystals, you're not sure. And as they do, they're getting closer and closer to this large crystalline structure. And at first you think it will be that clear, bluish tint of a hue of an energy of the holy crystals that you know that they have here. But instead, it's black. Roll me a history check, or roll me an intelligence check.
They're the same roll, so...
Okay. A 2.
Yes. A 2.
A 2. Something the memory doesn't come back into your head immediately, but there's something familiar about this crystal, like the darkness that's in this crystal. But nevertheless, it's shooting out an energy. You can tell that sheerly because of your power of chaos that you have tapped into, but it's not that holy dew that you see King create and all the other that happens in all the other places. This is like an anti-Heaven's Dew, if almost. And it seems that they're feeding whatever this substance that they're carrying into it. Standing next to the giant crystal, you see is a small figure of a person. You can't quite make out exactly who they are, but they don't look to be chained or held down. There's a large bird demon that you can see because of its sheer size that sits next to him. You see the figure stick out its hand, and the bird demon explodes into just blood and guts before dissipating into dust and flowing out, heading towards the entryway that you came from. Like you can physically see the essence go towards that direction. And it looks like to be there's some type of commotion with another figure with this one figure. But if you want to really make it out, you'll have to get a lot closer than that.
Duran is going to try to reach out through the ruby earring. I've come into the town and there are survivors, but something seems very wrong. The energy here is chaotic.
Did you broadcast that, or did you say it to someone specifically?
He's basically been broadcasting to Cal because he's at the head of the ship, assuming that he's communicating to everyone else.
Yeah, I share this information with everyone as it's relayed to me. So if anyone wants to make individual messages to Duran while he's seeing this stuff and saying this to me.
Minako will go back through Eudrin's eyes, kneeling down and saying, hold on. And then will, through Eudrin, cast guidance on Duran, attempting to bless him with some shadows before he does anything that's more dangerous.
Okay, you have the ability to cast through your familiar?
It spends the familiar's reaction and has to be a touch spell.
Oh, alrighty. Alright. So Duran, you just feel you're jarring at first because you don't know that Eugen's really above you per se, because he's also invisible. But you do feel the touch of a bony finger touch the back touch your back, and all of a sudden energy comes upon you. You don't really like the energy. It's infernal in nature, and you're starting to become acclimated to this chaotic energy. But nevertheless, you are stronger. Feel a little bit. Your abilities are heightened slightly by this, and you are given a 1d4 to your next ability check.
Our mission is to gather information here before we set these orbs of power. Right?
That's right.
That's right.
You can't get caught, though. Be careful.
I will not get caught. Duran is going to try to get closer to get a better look at what's going on.
Okay. Roll me another stealth check as you get closer. If you're getting close enough to see and make things out, you'll probably be about 100 or so feet. So roll me some stealth check. And stealth check, sorry. And if you can, roll one for Eudrin.
Oh, well, Eudrin will hang back a little bit before he goes into the extra danger.
Got it. Alrighty.
Awesome. Just throw a bear stealth check.
Yes. Advantage because you are still invisible. The hour hasn't passed yet.
And her guidance.
Oh, and your guidance will be applied to this.
A 23. Yeah. I'm going to use my second luck point to reroll
4 to
that.
5.
There we go. 35.
Okay. So, with your amazingly high stealth check, you start to make your way down there, and at first it sounds like you're making a little bit of noise with your dancing and your steps on the wind, but the clouds acclimate and they form around you, giving you the shadows in the blanket, and all sound that you were creating, all shifting of the winds have halted and go back to being normal. Just seems like the weather pattern just changed just perfectly for you to be hidden.
Duran's also going to kind of like try to synchronize his breathing to the timing of the wind.
Okay. So, Duran, you get closer and closer until everything is within your vision. You pass by several bird demons, but none of them take notice of you. No one rolled nearly as high in their perception checks to find it. And you nimbly dodge until you can see Chilford proper. You can see the sheer devastation. You see many of the Chilford residents here are shackled and bound. They're carrying what seems to be dark crystals and are deposited into what looks to be not dew that normally feeds into the crystal itself, but some type of black ichor, and it's like melting down like lava, like a black lava, and oozing into it, powering up this dark sphere, this hell's dew, if you will, or abyssal dew. You now can make out that the person standing after putting their hand down after exploding that bird demon, and arguing what looks to be some type of, you can just tell by the way they're dressed, they're wearing armor and look more humanoid, and the armor looks, I wouldn't say ornate, but it looks very regal enough for demon standards anyway. And you can tell they're someone of power, but standing there talking to them is Genju, who puts his hands down. This is not a smorgasbord for your demons, General. They are all workers of the daimyo. We've agreed a quota for your demons, but step out of line again. And as he does so, he clenches his fist as the one humanoid demon in armor starts to choke. Then you will not live another day. Not even returning to the abyss will save you. And as he does, he lets go. The demon coughs. Sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I'll make sure my rocks I'll make sure they're in check. They will not harm your citizens and will receive their quota as deemed by the daimyo. You should be well to remember your place. Now, before my father arrives, I'm gonna go back to the castle. I have preparations, and I need to find out if Atomi has been able to weaken the barrier. I need to get into Enceladus' cave. The Dark Lord commands it. Back to work! Keep the barrier going! He says, shouting, looking at all the other people who are within Chilford as they all just go, Yes, your lordship! Yes, your lordship! Then they continue to And there are other demons here with pitchforks and other types of weaponry that seem to be guards, as just a line of Shiverin captives are just dumping crystals into the town square giant crystal here.
Duran kind of trying to control his heart rate, trying not to sweat, trying not to give away anything that might reveal his location. Very slowly reaches out through his ring. Kyle, Genju is here. They've corrupted the crystal. I can't stay here any longer. I need to leave immediately.
Get out of there now! Genju is here.
What?
They've corrupted the crystal. We need to get to that cave.
Genju.
There are people here. We can do nothing for them. I must retreat now. Duran is going to start slowly trying to pull out stealthily and get out of there.
Okay. Duran, you start to feel a throbbing. As you got closer, the throbbing of Rafflesia continued more. And there is a pulsation coming out of the crystal itself, here. And the throbbing seems to be in the same, rhythm as the pulsing as well. As you start to move up, you look back one last time, and Genju just stops. And he kind of looks up. And he looks around in that area. I smell chaos. And he just looks around. But you can then continue leaving. Roll me another stealth check. Not at advantage, as it's being canceled out.
No. I'm in control. I'm in control. 26.
26, alrighty. Let's roll a perception check for Genju. Alrighty then. You continue to move up, going up further and further. None of the creatures, the rocks that are in the sky, or that Genju had called them, seem to pay any notice as you look back one more time, just to be safe. Doesn't seem like Genju has done anything. He's looking up, looking around, stops for a moment, looks back down and continues walking. And then you head back up again until you leave the Chilford perimeter, going up high in the sky and starting to move around. And actually at this point, if you're looking through Udrin, Monaco, you will see Duran come towards him and him leaving.
She will allow Udrin to disappear if he likes.
He disappears immediately. As soon as you give that mental command that he has freedom to leave, he poofs away. Right. And Duran, you're making your way back to the Ice Crown?
The moment he gets, as he feels out of earshot of the main camp, he's going to book it as hard and as fast as he can.
All right. So Duran, you use all your actions and speed just to fly across hundreds of feet in the air and then go towards the Ice Crown, bursting through the storm that the snowstorm that's been accumulating around Shiverin, unseen around Chilford, unseen by any of the demons that are walking around the perimeter and walking around and flying around the sky but it'll still take you about a little bit. At the speed you're going, probably about 15 minutes to make it back. As the invisibility at this point would have started to fade away, and you're once again visible in the skies, but hidden by the storm. Anyone doing anything else during Duran's return?
Message Duran and say you don't have much left on your invisibility. You should head back.
That's what I'm trying to do now. Duran messages to him, bolting through the sky at full speed.
Oh, but the rest of you, Kyle, because you said you're going really slow, so during this entire time of everything, like, you would have been slowly approaching. So Chilford is now becoming into vision, and you can clearly see. You might even be able to, from your perception check, make out Duran flying back towards you if you... Actually, no, it's too dark. You wouldn't be able to see him, so it's fine.
Okay.
And he's still invisible.
Where should we dock if we're not going to go into the city itself?
Past Chilford. Go towards the bridge. Almost near Small Point. We shouldn't be near Chilford. Not within vision.
Then let me get this boat to go a little bit faster.
Wouldn't going to Small Point put us further?
Yes. I'm not saying go to Small Point, just towards Small Point. I think we should dock sort of past Chilford before the bridge.
I'll get us there.
DM, so that I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but the instead of this incident happened inside of the mountain between
Frostbite.
and Frostbite.
No, yeah, so the mountain range in there is called Frostbite, and that is where the Enceladus cave is. Yes.
Monaco is on her knees, she with her hands in her face in her hands,
and she just is shaking them and saying, Genju, all those people, they couldn't. That was him. Oh, Hitomi too. All of them.
It's not them, it's Doramo. Remember
He's
that.
still in there. Genju's gotta still be in there. Seeing what he's doing himself. Grinding our people down.
Seeing that is pertinent, DM, Horatio's gonna try to just refresh his memory on what is it that he did, or what it was that he did to help Galdrim break control of Doramo's hold on him. To kind of keep that on the back of his mind in case he has an opportunity to do it with Genju and Hitomi.
I would say you would remember that you broke the. Just want to make sure I don't give away too much. There was definitely, you used a combination of paladin magic and the Felix Felicis to break it.
Yeah, the Felix Felicis, yeah.
Exactly how you did, or how the order of things happened, or as in, like, what is the way to do it? You're not sure. It's just the things that happened was you used the Felix Felicis on the wound, and then as well that he got created. So you're not sure. Maybe that was it, or maybe Doramo had like tried to kill Galdrim, if you remember, and it could that have released it? You're not sure. So you'd have to kind of see what happens if you were trying to break it. You're not exactly sure how to break it, I guess, is the answer.
I remember. We could help Ren. We can help the others too. We can help them. We can save them. It's all gonna work out. It's gonna be okay.
So, the plan is to just go to Enceladus' cave then?
The place of power is our objective. I think it might be Enceladus' cave, but if they are patrolling and doing things, we cannot leave this orb there unguarded. We have to put it in a safe spot and find a way to make sure it stays safe.
We'll need to drive them out of there anyways, from what it sounds like.
Do you think they will not just simply return?
We'll send reinforcements, for sure.
Unless we can do something about Chilford.
Is there some way to put another safeguard in front of the existing boundary and just make it impenetrable after we place the orb?
That is not something that I can guarantee I can do. I can try. I do have more seeds that need to be birthed in this world to spread their light and dew, but I don't know if I can summon it on demand.
The dew. We have all that dew there.
In the place of the miracle, yeah, it's outside of Frostmoor. It's here.
There was something wrong with the crystal in Chilford. Maybe what they did to it could be reversed. Maybe what they did to Genju and the others, Hitomi, maybe it could be reversed. Those people that were killed, they're gone, but maybe there's something we can do with all of this.
Reversed?
The pieces are there.
Do you remember when Kaylin and Jalen were talking about reversing the song?
In Small Point, yes.
Do you think that's what they're doing?
Could be.
They've
done that to the big crystal in Chilford?
From what Duran and Monaco shared, it sounds like that's exactly what they're doing. Well, they seem to have reinforced it somehow. You said they're continuing to feed into the crystal?
That is not good. I don't think we'll be able to cleanse that, though. Not today or tomorrow.
No.
That will take a lot of power to do something of that magnitude. I think we should find a safe space to anchor the Ice Crown and make our way past Chilford into the forests and then towards the cave tomorrow.
Yeah. One step at a time, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you continue to move away up Chilford, you said you were speeding up.
That is correct.
Cal?
Yeah. Yes, that is correct. I would like to speed up, and that would help Duran get to the ship faster. That was my original intent. And then this will get us silently and invisibly past the city itself, and until we can scout up a potential safe location to dock and head ashore.
All right. So the river does pass very close to Chilford. If you're going past it, it's almost part of the river, if you guys remember. So that in that sense, Duran can quickly make it back to the ship unnoticed by any patrolling demons. So Duran, after a few minutes, you see off in the distance. You don't see anything, so you have no idea what the ship is.
But I can see him as he gets within like 10 feet of the ship, so I'll mentally call out to him whenever he gets close. Or if he drops his invisibility, I don't know. Would his invisibility end by the time he gets to the ship? Because you said it would take about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I would say for a moment, Duran, you start to sail, trying to find the area where the ice crown is. Roll me a perception check, Duran. You're still invisible at this point, but it is starting to fade, and so no, you guys do not see him yet.
A 13.
A 13. You have no idea where the ice crown is. You're going back, you remember it being somewhere around there. And yes, you are still invisible, though, for a few more moments as you look around and have no idea where it is. What would you like to do? Or you can stand there waiting for your invisibility to run out.
Where's the ice crown? Duran messages Cal telepathically through the bracelet / earring / jewelry.
We've continued to move up the river. Here.
I can help. Do you relay that or no?
King said he can help. He can help guide you here.
I will walk so that way I'm visible from above, and I'll hold up Caliburn and the unicorn spiral tip. I'll cast the light cantrip, and then immediately silence it, or immediately cancel it, and then I'll cast it again, and then immediately cancel it to just sort of blink blink. Blink, blink. I'll do that just twice to sort of give him a spot, and then if he feels like that's not enough, I'll do it one more time.
And you're doing it outside of the barrier of the ice ground, or right next to you?
I mean, I thought I was holding Caliburn up, so that way it's enough. But I can.
You would have to probably get out of the barrier that cloaks everything inside.
Okay, I will mentally command Caliburn to fly up 15 feet so it is outside of the range of the barrier, and do that blink blink.
Okay.
Blink.
Fair enough.
And I will at a distance cast. Do I need to cast light via touch? Yeah. Light is touch, but I will use distance meta magic to cast it, so that way there's no.
All right, perfect. I want to make sure we got the mechanics of the ice crown now.
Let me cast my sorcery points to blink it.
So Duran, you stand there, and what's your passive perception?
It is 21. See.
Okay. You start to see a blinking coming from not too far away from you, actually. Turning towards your left, you see a blinking light every so often. I'm going to see if anyone else notices that. Alrighty. But you do see that, Duran.
Duran hauls in that direction.
Alright. And as at this point your invisibility would fade off, and all of you see in the distance a figure coming quickly towards the ice crown. Until eventually, Duran, you land fully visible within the barriers of the ice crown on top of the deck.
He throws off, even though they're still out in the cold, he tears off his Viking stuffing, stuffed warm material to have a second to breathe. He's been flying a full tilt since he got out of range. The situation at Chilford is worse than we expected.
That's not good.
They are feeding crystals to a corrupted crystal in the center of the city. The demons, they have made an arrangement through Dorama with the demon dancer leaders who seem to be under the control of Dorama. They are rationing the people as a resource and as food.
Okay, so there are survivors. Let's find the silver lining. There's people there to save.
They are not as unified as they could be. There seems to be infighting. Just a bit. Their discipline is maintained only with fear, but I do believe they have plenty to motivate.
Not unless we give them something bigger to fear.
There are so many demons there. I do not know if there is any way we could do anything for those people without alerting all of our enemies. I feared for a moment that Genju had sensed me. There is a chaotic influence there. I could feel it through my blade.
It's probably that corrupted crystal that they're feeding. That sounds terrible.
It would take an army to put down that many demons.
We have to carry on with our mission. We must place the orb into the spot of power.
I will say this. It is important, whatever is going on there, it is important for them. Enough that Genju says his father will be there soon.
Soon?
Soon.
Hiei is going to Chilford? This is terrible news. We cannot be within a range that he will sense us, or our mission will be lost before it starts.
Then there's nothing we can do for the people here.
I think all of this depends on the Enceladus cave. If we can somehow sabotage their efforts, set them back, maybe it'll push back all of their plans. I don't know, but I feel like that's the key. The cave is the key here.
There is
Seems to be
another way.
What are you thinking, Duran?
This war is more than just this fight and this town. If Durala needs these people alive as labor, perhaps they are better off.
Don't you say that. Don't you even think that.
Oh, I see what you mean. If we were to do anything here...
Stop. We can't even consider harming those innocent people.
Not one of us would ever want our actions to be building towards the machinations of Doramo and the sinister plot. Who amongst us would want our enemies turn us as weapons against others?
What are you
What if we could give
saying,
them-
Duran?
Duran, we can't do that. What if we gave them some avenue of escape to get out of Chilford?
If we can get them out, make it look like the demons had overstepped their boundaries, had consumed the people they were not meant to, perhaps we can push their infighting deeper.
Yeah, if we made them disappear, maybe we could get them to the forest on the other side of the river. At least then we could give a message to King Terminus. Let them know what's been happening. That would create additional infighting between these demons and the demon dancers that seem to be controlling them.
So what do you guys
DM,
want to do?
Question for you, really quick.
Mhm.
How wide is the river in comparison to how long the ship is?
The ship, remember when you just made like a little turn, you got stuck. So it's not very wide. It's not really made for large ships to be sailing through, but it's wide enough for the ice crown because the ice crown is slender, and you can augment it very slightly. But if you wanted to do an about face or something, or maneuver like that, it'll take a lot of effort because it is definitely. I would say the ship is at least a quarter more wider, like about. Let's see.
Okay.
Than the the feet. I haven't measured it out. But
No, that's fine. As long as I know that the ship is wide enough to create like a temporary bridge. That's gonna be my little idea. What if we made some kind of temporary bridge with the ship? Helped quietly, maybe in the dead of the night, we get whatever prisoners are being held in Chilford, get them across onto the other side of the river.
That is a better plan. Try and sneak a few people out. Feel the infighting. We can't save all of them, but maybe we can save a few. That might be worth doing, especially if Hiei is coming soon. That will surely anger him and cause the infighting more.
I agree, and it'll divert their attention from the Enceladus cave, which will give us time to get there ourselves.
Okay.
We can't let Chilford fall like this. It's already fallen so far.
I can't stand to see my home in ruins. We have to do something for those people.
Okay. What do you think we do then? Cause a diversion? Some people sneak in, take a few people out, and that's...
We could
Obviously, Duran, you're the fastest. You probably could sneak in. Cal, maybe you too.
I know something that would distract them. We activate the symphony.
That is too dangerous. The amount of demons there.
I mean, we do have an extra. We do have an extra. I'm blanking on it. The chalice, not water skin. Symphony lantern. We have an extra symphony lantern. We could activate one in the woods, make it as loud and obvious as possible, and then run away and try and draw their attention to it. That's a good idea, Manako.
Perhaps we can get the symphony, strap it to a horse, and set it off in the wrong direction.
I have an idea. Get me as much dew as I can carry. I'll go out and create one of these spots. Then use as much magic as I can to get out of there. They'll hammer away at the barrier, not knowing what's there. It should provide a distraction long enough for one of us, to maybe make an avenue of escape for these guys. Something to liberate my people.
I'm afraid it is a bit more difficult as well. The people, their will is broken, and they are tied down, weighted, to prevent their escape. I do not know what kind of magics are involved. If I go in, I will need someone to be able to help with that. Someone gifted in the arcane. One of you.
Have the means to create an arcane gate that would help with the traveling and escorting of people. As far as breaking whatever's holding them down, should it be arcane, I don't really have means to remove at the moment.
I'm not skilled in that way. I don't know how to break magic.
King, maybe you could come with me. If we can work together, whatever symphony we create, it'll be stronger. Distract them for longer.
I think so too.
And maybe I can help. My mind is clearer now. This new oath should be able to help.
Cal, just one thing. You are the only one who hasn't slept yet. Just keep that in mind. And it is... Well, everyone has had a long rest, but you continued doing the ship, so you are, pushing exhaustion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Just letting you know.
Yes.
But I thought he was on the ship when we...
Yeah, and he hasn't taken a long rest. You all had rested after that battle and all that. It took the hours to get here. Cal wanted to remain awake, guiding the ship.
Yeah, because by the time everybody was resting, we were already on the river, and I had to actually...
Yeah.
It was a rough night of sleep, too, if you all recall.
Yeah. It was a rough night sleep for everyone. You all got your long rest, except for Cal, but...
That is true.
Damn it!
So then should we do this plan tomorrow? After we've had more time to prepare? And rest?
What time is it now?
It is... Let's see. I've been trying to actually remember that this entire time. It is...
Horatio knows exactly.
You guys traveled
Horatio
for
should
10
give him a
hours.
hint, then.
It was nighttime. It was early in the morning. It would be very, very early in the morning. 5, 6 in the morning. Oh, well, no. That was after the battle, and then you went on. Yeah, so it's early in the morning. Somewhere around 8, 9-ish.
Okay.
8, 9 a.m.
Yeah, because you guys... Well,
it's
early in the morning. And then you took hours. So, and to get to where you were to Chilford at the speed you were going took several hours. And then...
Yeah.
Okay. So then you should rest for the day, and we should do this tonight.
I agree.
Let's find a space. We'll dock. Oh, we won't dock. We'll anchor, and I'll get some rest. And tonight we'll enact this plan.
Minako, can we potentially scout out the best place and maybe see if there's a guard patrol? Perhaps we could catch them during rotation and grab both sets of guards to come and follow us.
When we activate this, it's going to alert every demon nearby. Not just nearby the location, but hopefully all of Chilford should come. At least they'll know.
Okay. I think this is the best move we can do.
What if... Hear me out. What if we go upriver, the two of you get off, do reconnaissance, scout out these patrols, and wait till night. We can message each other, and when it all starts, and you've created the diversion to pull demons from Chilford, that's when I'll make the ship into a bridge, and we'll go and get people and help them get out of here. We'll have Horatio and Duran and myself, and then the two of you will meet us once you've sent the demons in the other direction.
That's a great idea. I think that you can go. I think you should go with Duran and try and unlock these people with your key ability, and then once you've gathered a few of them, Horatio can potentially gate from where you are to the edge of the riverbank, and then they can jump across the boat, like you said.
That's brilliant, yes. We may not even need to use the ship as a bridge if we can just gate directly across to the other side of the river.
I didn't. King would have suggested that if that was the space, but I also didn't want to poop on your plan.
I just thought about it. I'm like, this would actually make more sense and would potentially not damage the ship if we did this.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So
my gate has a 500-foot reach.
That's more than enough. That'll get them into the cover of the trees on the other side.
All right. Sounds like we have a plan set.
How far is the Rainbow Ridge Estate?
The Rainbow Ridge Estate is about, if you're walking, a couple days travel.
How about if you're flying really fast?
If you're flying really fast and you don't stop and you don't have to, then you can do that in half the time. Half a day. I mean, like a day. Sorry.
Okay.
You can push exhaustion and probably do that in even half that time. So if you just...
Cause I'm just spitballing here, guys. We're gonna take these people out of Chilford and then send them into the woods. Tell them walk for 2 days towards...
You do know...
a civilization in...
You do know Rainbow Ridge Estate doesn't exist
that was recently ravaged... Right, yeah, and it was ravaged by the Lich. It's just...
That is true, but we also know that the King's forces are making for Small Point, so they should cross paths sooner than later.
Oh, they're heading to Small Point. Okay, that's a good idea.
So, if anything, they'll head and they'll find at least medical attention or something like that, and the King can help decide what to do with these refugees at that point.
I fear the King will need a plan for many refugees from here. He should have one already.
I think I think he is prepared for that.
I agree.
Okay.
And with the unification that the King and Queen shall have, the matter of a border will become less important. These are now the King's people,
Agreed.
too, and he'll want to see them safe.
He seemed like a good man. He'll take them in. They'll take them in.
And
Despite
they
all
may
our
have
differences.
information, too.
Okay.
Sorry, Minako.
Either way, it gives them a shot, which is more than they have right now.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. So your plan, if I'm not mistaken, is to dock at a location and then infiltrate Chilford, do reconnaissance and espionage, so on and so forth. Does that sound correct? And try to liberate the people of Chilford?
And my understanding is we're going to find out the big plan is to set off a symphony to draw the demons of Chilford towards one side of Chilford while we try to sneak out the citizens of Chilford from the other side.
Okay, but you said there was a beforehand. Two of you are doing reconnaissance?
Not in Chilford. The reconnaissance I meant was like the best spot in like to the left of Chilford of where to sort of set this off, and then also maybe from an outside perspective look to see do reconnaissance, like sort of just to see if we can notice any patrols and timing, to then maybe like if we can spend a few hours watching, we can then figure out like sort of a rotation or at least semi understand, and then maybe we can use that to time when to set off our thing tonight. So I don't want to get close to the city. I don't want to, put ourselves in danger. Just sort of look from afar and watch for a few hours.
All right. And where are you docking the ship?
I thought the ship was past Chilford.
Oh, well, at this point, yes, you are passing. Well, let me rephrase that.
Like
you are at Chilford. You are passing by it. You all. So I wanted to wait for your RP to finish before I say, because you didn't pass Chilford. You were passing Chilford. And remember, Chilford is literally on the river. There's a small tributary that goes off, but for the most part, it's part of the river. So you would see more things as you pass by. But with your plan set and you begin sailing up, going past Chilford, you now get into about about a little more than 100 feet away from Chilford. So it's well in view. For all of you who have dark vision. Like, you can't make things out. You can see the overall condition of Chilford. You continue to sail up, moving further and further past it until, and look back and you see several of these bird-like demons swirling in the sky. No more consumption of any type of the inhabitants of Chilford. They're just doing a perimeter sweep, and you see many foot soldiers as well as the soldiers around the outside perimeter, and basically showing now you see proof of what Duran and Udrin have seen when they were there. Doesn't seem that anyone has taken any notice of the invisible ice ground as you continue to sail past it, though time is passing by. It doesn't happen instantly. Or are you keeping up your higher speed, Cal?
I am keeping up the higher speed. I can slow down if we are starting to see anything interesting, though. Like, I would adjust that. Like, if someone pointed something out as we're passing by. But otherwise, I would want to get past Chilford so we're, like, a little bit safe for ourselves while we're making all these plans and potentially getting people off of the ship.
Okay. So you are moving at a fast pace. So Chilford is quickly moving out of your view as you continue to sail further and further up, making your way towards Small Point. Looking back, you do see the dock entryway as well as the main entrance. Everyone roll me perception check as you look back and see Chilford one last time. Alright, so we have Monaco with a 13, Cal with a 14, King with a 4, Duran with a 19, and Horatio with a 5. So, Duran, actually, you would be on your, Cal, roll me one more time at disadvantage. You would be at the point of exhaustion at this point.
Just one more roll, or
yeah, just
with
one more
advantage?
roll. Just one more roll.
Okay.
We'll take the lower.
Well, it's a 6.
Okay, so I'll say that again. So we have Monaco with a 13, Cal with a 6 due to his exhaustion, King with a 4, Duran with a 19, and Horatio with a 5. So Duran is the only one who can really make out the main entryway, the actual way that most adventurers and party and people would come into Chilford. Whereas the people who come by sea would dock. You see the entryway that you guys have went through when you were heading towards Frostbite the first time you arrived in Chilford. And it is heavily guarded by very tall, big demons, standing kind of like at the large metal gate. Now, this gate looks normal. It's the same gate that was there before. But there are many, as well as demon dancers. You can tell that they're demon dancers by their outfits. They're kind of like right next to the demons, standing there, and you can't make out any type of emotion, but it's almost as if they're trying to keep their distance away from the demons. But nevertheless, seeing that vision, you sail off and continue heading throughout the morning north on the Kyokai. And that is where we will take a break.
Ooh, my goodness.